So, good evening, everyone. Welcome, all of you, for the final episode of Speaking with Specialist. And today we have with us senior joint replacement consultant and arthroscopy specialist, Dr. Neeraj Adkar from Sai Shri Hospital. So, today we are going to discuss about joint replacement. What are the pros? What are the cons? How important is physiotherapy in rehabilitating such patients and bringing them back on track? So, good evening, sir, and welcome on the show.
Hi, good evening. Hello, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for taking out time. This is just an initiative from Pune Physio Forum, and we just wanted to speak to all the senior consultants, surgeons, and try to understand their perspective as well. So there are a lot of things which we as physios sometimes are not able to communicate with the surgeons, and some of the expectations of the surgeons, and they never reach us. So we are just trying to bridge that gap between us, and definitely if it leads to the betterment of our patients, so we'll be more than happy. So sir, thank you for joining us. So sir, first question which I would like to ask you is, even though there are a lot of replacement surgeries which are currently happening right now in Pune, in fact all over India, sir, why there is not proper awareness for the same? Because what we see from the patients, or what we discuss with patients, they only go for a joint replacement surgery, even if only they are not able to walk. They don't take it as a positive, as a positive procedure. They take it as the last resort. So what is your take on
It's a very good question, I would say. See, there is definitely fear for this surgery, not only joint replacement, any surgery for that
that?
matter. And people usually they try to delay surgery as far as possible.
Yeah.
Anyone would like to avoid surgery. So even if we get patient with say 20-degree varus and completely bowed legs,
Yeah.
still patient and relatives they ask, so medicine ने ते बरं होणार नाही का? So I mean, so obviously, as you said, that awareness is lacking. Fear for surgery. In some of the patients we see, joint replacement is a costly surgery. So
Yeah.
financial issues, constraints are there. So there are multiple issues, but acceptance. So when I started 15 years ago and today, it has changed a lot. I mean, people they have accepted this surgery. Okay,
Yeah.
even if they want to delay it, okay, but they know. So one fine day, I'll have to undergo this surgery.
Yeah.
Patient knows that. So sometimes we get patient in OPD wherein they just walk in with X-ray and would like to have a date for surgery. I mean that's it. So acceptance has gone up,
Yeah.
but if you compare joint replacement surgeries happening in India with US, the number of joint replacement surgery are 7 to 8 times higher, more than India, and you just compare the population. So uh, still, I would say, as far as joint replacement is concerned, we are in early days, and numbers are going to go up by 2030 exponentially.
Yeah. Sir, this is a question which is, I mean, in my mind from so many days. Do you think that people being very apprehensive about joint replacement has somewhat something to do with the rehabilitation process as well? Because a lot of people don't find this thing that will we be able to walk after the replacement. You may have the best surgeon, you may have the best implant, but somewhere or the other, do you feel there is still an area which is not explored by the rehabilitation and the other aspects as well?
One of the fear factor as far as TKR is concerned
So
is post-op rehabilitation.
yeah.
Patients they usually the feedback is, I mean, it is very much painful,
Hmm.
and then we have to undergo rigorous physio for
Yeah.
months together.
So
So if it is properly planned, then within say 3 4 weeks, outer limit 6 weeks, a patient is on his or her own, and they don't need any physio guidance. I mean, they can manage things on their own. exercises.
Yeah.
One important thing is a patient who is doing exercises regularly before operation, their post-op recovery is much faster.
Much faster. Yeah.
Okay, this is one important thing, and all of us as a team, we need to highlight and stress this factor. Also, post-op range of movement is directly proportional to pre-op range of
Pre-op range
movement.
of, yeah.
So if pre-operatively patient is having good range of movement, then post-op that much, less struggle that person will need. So these are the things, and obviously skills of our physiotherapists. And as a physio, you need to take patient into confidence, and you need to assure them that okay, such things, this physio protocol or exercises are for their own benefit. And sometimes we get patients who are reluctant. They simply just visit the physio department once and then they just disappear, and they'll come back after a couple of weeks. Such things are not going to benefit or help the patient.
Yeah. Sir, at times, even if you have done the best of the surgery, you have put the best of the implants, do you feel sometimes your work is more tiresome or cumbersome because of the fact that patients don't follow your advice post surgery?
Agree. So all, not only TKR, THR, all, in fact, majority of the orthopedic procedures,
Yeah.
all ligament reconstruction, I always tell patient that it is a relay. First 100 meters is my job. After that, patient, and it is physio. I mean, physiotherapist's role is equally important.
So,
Okay, this as a surgeon, I need to tell the patient that okay, my job is still maybe 10 first 8 10 days 15 days. After that, your baton is handed over to physio, and you need to follow those instructions sincerely.
yeah.
Then only you are going to get good results.
Thank you, sir. That's quite an honor coming from a surgeon like you who actually appreciates and acknowledges the role of physiotherapy into his surgeries. And thank you, sir. Now I would like to move forward to your physiotherapy team.
So before
Yes,
that, before you move to our physio team, and then one thing, sometimes the patients, they come back to us, and then they in OPD they say, no, we know, we have seen those videos on YouTube, and we are okay with that. We don't need to visit physio department. I said, hold on. I mean, everything is not available there, and you need to go there, learn it, understand those exercises, and then only you will get good result out of it. So we need to stress this fact that everything what you see on YouTube, or although this is streaming live on YouTube, don't take it otherwise. So, but on Google, so all those videos, a patient cannot follow them blindly and should not follow them blindly.
Of course. So due to technology, there has been availability of so many things, but patients must learn what is custom made for them. It cannot be one-stop solution for everything. Yeah. Good evening, Dr. Anjumul. Thank you for joining us. So first of all, I would like to ask you, working with such a eminent orthosurgeon on daily basis, is it more of a, it's more of a challenge or it's more of an opportunity?
Good evening, sir. It's kind of an opportunity. Like we don't have any restriction actually working with Adka sir.
Yeah.
Like we always have an interaction with Adka sir regarding each and every patient. For foremost, for any post-operative rehab, we always need a follow. We need a follow-up along with the surgeon. So we always have a focus that along with Adka sir, we have a direct communication with sir, this patient is improving, this person is lacking behind, so we need to focus on that. So we see to it within 3 months post-operative, each and every patient is capable of functionally movable.
Okay, that's great. I mean, it's good to have, so much communication amongst all the members of rehabilitation and surgeon department. So definitely, I'm sure it definitely pushes the boundaries, and ultimately the outcome is much better. Anjumul, I would like to understand the process. So when you're working with sir, when you're working in Sai Shri, so once a patient is operated, so what is the next step? How it has they are being rehabilitated, at what intervals they are being followed up? So how does it work?
Uh, we have we start with the post-operative rehabilitation from the very next day within
Okay.
24 hours.
Great.
So the day one, we start with mobilization of the patient. So
Mhm.
we start with the basic exercises, and then the foremost, yeah, patients first asking you question after surgery, when will I able to walk? So
Yeah.
the very next thing what we do, the first thing what we do is we make the patient walk.
Mhm.
Obviously with the aids, walking aids, but still we make the patient walk few steps so the patient will gain the confidence.
Okay.
So according with the confidence, we start doing it. And we have 2 rounds of IPD rounds
Mhm.
daily basis. So basically patients will be at least for 2 to 3 days in our hospital.
Mhm.
So morning and evening, we have a physio round, as well as what we do is in between, caretaker also makes the patient walk. So by the time patient is discharged on the 3rd or 4th day, if their vitals are stable and everything is proper,
Mhm.
they are more confident in walking around the house, in and
Okay.
around the house. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you for the process, Anjumol. Now I think we'll take the next question to Punyaja. Hi, good evening, Punyaja, and welcome
Good
to our
evening,
show.
sir. Thank you very much.
So Punyaja, we have two patients with us. First, I will definitely move on to Neeraj sir first, but I would like to understand from your part कि जैसे अंजुमोल ने पूरा process हमें बताया कि how
जी.
does it work out. So you tell me, what is the amount of freedom or how you can explore yourself with such patients when the surgery team, the surgeon has complete faith on you, he has given you a complete hand, he is laying stress on the fact that physiotherapy is very important. So how easy, or how much you can explore as a physiotherapist during, if such support is given?
Right. So this support is very important, that you have that confidence, whatever you do, you're confident with that, you're able to discuss, you get feedbacks. So that is really important. Other than that, in post-operative patients, actually, there is not much to explore as such, I
Yeah.
feel. Because later part of the rehab is quite like
Hmm.
explorative, but not the
Yeah,
early part. So
of
it's
course.
kind of yeah, it's limited, but it's important to understand patients' goals. So when patients come to you, they tell their goals and how you respond to that, how they
Hmm.
achieve their goals. That is very important in
Okay.
post-operative part.
Okay, thank you. Neeraj sir, we are actually getting a lot of comments in the comment section, which are clearly saying that Adkar sir is one of the surgeons who asks patient to go for a prehab before the operative session. So I think you are one of the few people, few surgeons, I think, who does understand the process of prehab and lays a lot of stress on that, because ultimately, like we discussed earlier, the outcome is very good, right? So sir, how do you feel that as a surgeon or as a physiotherapist, we can create such sort of awareness so that patients do go for prehab session as well, or pre-operative physiotherapy as well?
Rehab is important, but we cannot ask it in each and every patient. I mean, if it is joint is too much painful, swollen joints, then basically it is not possible for the patient. But
Yeah.
most of the patients, 80-90%, they can go, and we as a surgeon, we must insist for this. And let me tell you, I mean, it makes huge difference. It really makes difference. Those patients who are doing exercise regularly pre-operatively, we can, they get off to without any walking aids, and then within 2 weeks they are able to walk without any support. And this is important post-op phase. So wherever possible, prehab, we as a team, we must stress on that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, I think now we will take your patients, and all of your patients have been very kind and they have taken out time. So, sir, I would like to understand from you about your patients. What was the case? What did exactly we plan, and how did we take ahead? Please, sir.
So, Mr. Gunaji, uh, welcome, Mr. Gunaji,
Welcome,
to
sir.
this
Welcome to the show.
Hello, how
webinar.
are you?
I'm. We all are doing well. I hope everyone is safe and at your end.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Gunaji, we did left total knee replacement in month of February, and say around second week of March we took his sutures off, and unfortunately after that lockdown started
Lockdown, yeah.
immediately. So he had some initial setback in that physiotherapy and post-op rehabilitation. Maybe we can, Mr. Gunaji, you can explain. And
Can I?
Yes,
Yes,
sir, please.
Yeah. You see, my operation was on the 24th of February, and I don't know what you call them. The stitches were removed around the 20th of March, around that time.
Mhm.
After that, the lockdown came in. I couldn't go for any physiotherapy sessions,
So,
and because of that, somehow my knee joint was a little, I don't know how to say it, was a little jammed.
okay.
And when I first started going to the physiotherapy, it was very painful. That joint movement.
Yeah.
But with the help of Dr. Anjumol, and she was on leave for the first 1 week or so, and Dr. Charu Joshi, they guided me to do the exercises.
Okay.
And with that, today, I don't know how to say, I would say, Dr. Adkar, मला ती range सांगता येत नाही. I'm unable to set the range, but I would say it is at least about 80 to 85% better than what it was in the month of March.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Right? But they are very firm. That the physiotherapists who are very understanding, they actually guided me as to what are the benefits of the exercise.
Okay.
Right? I mean, to be a little frank and honest, I was a polio patient of both the legs.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know about physiotherapy at all.
Okay.
At all. To be very honest, I didn't know. I wish I had known earlier. Maybe my legs would have been stronger. And with this session with the physiotherapist, I realized how important the exercises are. They seem very insignificant, but they are very important to get the strength in the muscles.
So,
That's what my personal experience is.
sure.
And the way I was guided, I was doing a lot of mistakes in the beginning. But the way I was guided, it sort of encouraged me that I must master it, and I must stop going for the physiotherapy session. I must do it at home myself.
Okay.
And they encouraged me to do that.
Great.
And last week I had a meeting with Dr. Adkar where he checked up my knees, and he said my knee, and he said, now you must do minimum exercise once.
Okay.
Physiotherapy session. I told him, if you tell me once, I'll do it once. If you tell me twice, I'll do it twice. That's all.
Okay.
I don't change anything.
Okay. So basically, sir, you can, personally saw the benefits of physiotherapy and exercising, on yourself.
And most important is they encourage me to walk.
Yeah.
They encourage me to walk.
Be independent.
Yes.
Okay.
They encourage me to walk, and that gave me the confidence that yes, hum karega. Sorry,
Yeah.
mai karega.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for those lovely words. So now I think we'll move to the second patient. Neeraj, sir, please.
yes, I would like to add a couple of things here.
Sir.
Mr. Gunaji, he was off physio for first 2.5 months post surgery due to lockdown. But our physio team did excellent job, and now he's back on his feet and he's able to walk in his residential premises. A couple of things here. I always tell my physio team that don't go for those ROM exercises, range of movement. It's not necessary. Just focus on hamstring strengthening. ROM will automatically improve.
Automatically come. Yeah.
Okay, and then as Mr. Gunaji says, we encourage walking. Let them walk. Say in maybe first couple of weeks, say 10 minutes, 4 times in a day. Then make it 15 minutes, 20 minutes, along with 2 times in a day exercises.
Yeah.
That makes huge difference.
Yeah.
So walking improves blood circulation.
Hmm.
It pain and stiffness goes down,
Yeah.
and it again muscle strength improves.
Yeah.
So it indirectly helps in your physio sessions.
True.
Okay, maybe now we can talk to
Doctor sir,
Mrs.
1 minute before
yes.
before you. I would also like to add that I started driving the car even before doctor gave me the clearance. But I don't go into the crowded places.
Okay. So
That's
you can say that you were that confident after the surgery that you could actually take all these steps and, you could take a
Yes.
step further as well.
Yes.
Sure.
About 3 weeks before Dr. Adkar gave me the clearance that you can drive the car now, I had driven the car.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you.
feedbacks. And it was very nice having you. Yes, sir, please. Neeraj, sir.
yes. Mrs. Bawalkar, welcome you to this webinar.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello. Welcome to our show.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can.
First of all, Dr. Adkar, my heartfelt thank you to you for giving me a new lease of life. My life has
So nice
changed
of you.
after that surgery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's so good, nice to hear. And so she underwent bilateral total knee replacement last year, month of
Okay.
April.
Okay.
And maybe I would request her to share her experience and over to Anjumol and Mrs. Bawalkar for their experience regarding this.
So you want me to start saying first?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I have a cardiac problem. I have arrhythmia.
Yeah.
So there was that little apprehension in my mind before going in for the surgery, because I didn't know what it would imply on my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Adkar removed all my fears, and he assured me that it is not going to have any effect on my, cardiac deficiency and all that.
Yeah.
And the surgery went off very well. And I knew one thing in my mind, that I needed to be back on my feet as soon as possible. I didn't want to be dependent on anyone. And that became a motivation factor for me to cooperate with the physiotherapy team. And I have to say that they were excellent, the girls, Dr. Anju, then Mokshi was there. And they were so gentle yet firm.
Mm-hmm.
And they would coerce, to push you, to make you do more gently, within your limits. And in the initial, I would say that the initial 2 months were very important. And I'm so thankful that whatever they did during that time and whatever I followed, the end result was good. And I'm back on my feet. I was able to overcome all the hurdles.
Great. Shanti ma'am, I would like to ask you, you were operated in last April. It's almost 1.5 years.
Yes.
So what is the difference now? Because I can see it on your face, but I would still like to hear it from your words.
Yeah. Before my surgery, I had reached a stage where I had to take a painkiller almost every day.
Yeah.
And the pain it used to be terrible. I mean, people could see it in my face. I was irritable. I would snap at people because, I was not myself.
Yeah.
And, it was like not a nice thing. But after surgery, I have not had, let me tell you now, in the initial, maybe in the first month or so, I may have taken some painkillers as per Dr. Adkar's advice, as per the need. But after that, I have not taken a single painkiller in the entire year.
That's wonderful.
That is a major, major, major thing. So I'm pain-free. And I look forward to going for my morning walks. It's become a must for me because there's no pain.
Great.
So, yeah.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that feedback.
Thank you,
I
sir.
think these are the words which keep all of us going and, pushing ourselves for the betterment of our patients. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your feedback. Thank you, Mr. Arun, for your feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Neeraj, sir, I would like to ask you another question that when we discuss about the joint replacement, we can have two categories. One, people who are very old and who have very less expectations. Secondly, people who are highly active and who have higher expectations. So how differently do we deal, with each of the patients?
It's a very good question. I mean, in total knee or total hip replacement,
Yeah.
implant selection is very important, and that is guided by, in knee replacement or for that matter in hip, is deformity,
Deformity.
age of the patient, their expectations post surgery, and bone quality, osteoporosis.
So,
So in knee, almost 90-95% patients we are able to tackle with a routine standard knee implant, which could be either posterior stabilized or cruciate retaining. Okay. Majority of the surgeons are PS surgeons than CR. PS is where cruciate is substituted and you get a controlled, predictable rollback as compared to CR where you are dependent on a natural ligament. Again, CR surgery is contraindicated in patients who have undergone HTO or there is pre-op injury to PCL or there is some patellofemoral issues where CR should be avoided. So PS is more predictable, surgeon friendly, and more predictable kinematics post surgery with PS implant. Relatively young patient or a patient, say, undergoing surgery in their 50s, 60s, known case of allergy, or those who insist, we offer them implants like oxenium or gold opulent, where the wear and tear of the implant is less chances of metal allergy, and indirectly it improves life of the prosthesis.
okay.
Lot depends on which quality polyethylene is used in the implant in the knee. Routine poly or highly cross-linked poly. Now in some of the implants, actually we had started getting those vitamin E polys, but because of certain government restrictions, vitamin
Yeah.
E polys are currently not available.
Available. Yeah.
In hip joint, uh, most of the patients nowadays we prefer uncemented joint than cemented. Uh, Uncemented life of the prosthesis is better than cemented prosthesis.
Mhm.
On the cup side, acetabulum cup, irrespective of the age of the patient, the current recommendation is uncemented cup, uncemented, not the cemented. Life of the uncemented cup is definitely better, much better than the cemented cup. On the stem side, whether you go for cemented or uncemented, more or less outcome is same. But in current scenario, we prefer uncemented. Uncemented stems, they are especially in elderly population, even though bones are osteoporotic, it is more safe cardiac wise. Those majority of these elderly, they do have some cardiac issues. So cemented prosthesis is bit risky to use in such patients.
Okay.
Uh, Uncemented, we need to rely on the natural bone growth. So protected weight bearing is suggested post surgery in such patients.
Okay.
Where we use uncemented. On the bearing algorithm, younger generation, we prefer ceramic liners. Okay, on the femoral head as well as on the cup side. And ceramic on ceramic is preferred, followed by ceramic on poly or oxenium on poly. And in elderly population, metal on poly is okay. Polyethylene, again, it should be highly cross-linked poly, where you get very less volumetric wear of that polyethylene as compared to normal polyethylene.
Okay.
So implant loosening after any joint replacement is because of polyethylene wear debris, which results in implant loosening. It triggers inflammation and it results in osteolysis, which eventually leads to implant loosening. So as a person, as a patient, and obviously as a doctor, we should be aware which poly is going to go in, and that is important because that is going to work for you and your patient for next 25, 30
25,
years.
30 years. Yes. Okay.
Okay, I hope I answered your
Yeah,
question.
of course, sir. Sir, what I would like to ask you, see, firstly, unhealthy lifestyle. Secondly, these days, obesity is too much. Thirdly, we are less active. We are not going for any specific sports activity. So, what you as a surgeon, because sir, you have seen so many cases and you operate so many people on daily basis. So, as a surgeon, what is the suggestion which you would like to give to people like us who are in their 30s and 40s? Then how we can protect our joint or how we can take care of the joint? We are very much aware and we are very much sure that after once it has been damaged, so you are there. So how not to reach you very soon? I would like to ask you that.
See, prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to protect your joints, and that is very important. Otherwise, once damaged, okay, we can reconstruct ligaments, we can repair meniscus, but natural joint is natural joint.
Natural
Okay.
joints.
So regular exercise is must. I see patients in OPD and then they say, when I recommend physiotherapy, okay, core strengthening exercises or quadriceps, QVMO. सर वो डेली हम लोग तो करते ही है ना, घर में तो चलता ही है हमारा वर्क. एक्स्ट्रा एक्सरसाइज क्यों करना है? So I always tell them there is a difference between exertion and exercise.
Exercise.
We need to understand that.
Yeah.
And nowadays all of us have this smartphone. So I tell them, you need to, if you want to use mobile phone for 24 hours, you need to charge it for 30 minutes every day. Otherwise it will not be possible. So in nutshell, you need to start spending time for yourself. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, regular exercise, and maybe a little bit of cardio every day, and then core one muscle group every day. That really helps. That works.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, my next question is to Anjumol. Anjumol, you deal with so many patients on daily basis. A lot of patients with knee replacement, lot of patients with hip replacement. So, how do you guys? I mean, how is the follow-up process, and how do you maintain the records, and how do you make sure that patients do visit Dr. Adkar on regular basis so that their follow-ups are not missed? So, how exactly is the process?
So once the discharge, so I have told you, patient will be in our hospital for maximum for 3 to 4 days. Once the discharge is done, before that, each physiotherapist, whenever they have a IPD rounds, they do inform the patient and the relatives about the home physiotherapy protocol and the ergonomics that's to be followed for next 10 to 15 days. That is till the stitches are removed.
Okay.
So, and we give our department number too. So what happens is if they find any difficulty, they directly contact us, or else a physiotherapist. If it's possible, it's in around near to our hospital. Then we from our hospital itself, the physiotherapist go for the physiotherapy, or else if someone else is coming, from other physiotherapists is coming from other hospital, we do tell the patient and the relatives that just tell them to talk to us so that we can explain them if they need any help in treating the patient. So we always coordinate with each and every physiotherapist who is getting treated by our patient. So that is one thing. So after 3 weeks, like the 21 days, we do the stitches removal. So frankly speaking, what I have seen, Adkar sir is the only person who calls the patient to the hospital for stitches removal. So that we come to know whether the patient has done exercises properly or not. So we have a follow-up with Adkar sir itself. Sir himself will come to know, when the patient just step inside his cabin, he comes to know whether the patient has done exercise or not. Then after the stitches are removed, they come to our department. So where we give them 10 days of complete supervision under us. So if the patient is staying far, we advise them to continue with the same physiotherapist, but keep a follow with us. Or else if they stay nearby, they'll have to come daily basis and do the exercises. So we see to it that within 10 to 15 days, they are independent. And then what we more focus is at independently doing the exercises. So in that 10 to 15 days, we try to focus and we try to make them understand the importance of exercises, as well as how important is for them to do it independently. So we keep a follow. So once that protocol is done, after 3 weeks, again they have a follow with Adkar sir.
Okay.
So we just ask them, this is the time. We know that, with the patient, we always have a follow-up. We talk to the patients
Mhm.
on and off. So we come to know within 3 weeks whether the patient has gone to
Gone
SIR
through.
or not, or
Okay.
how is the recovery. So if they have gone to SIR will tell them, you have to continue the exercise for next 3 months.
Okay.
That is how we follow in our department.
Okay.
It is for the knee replacement as well as the hip replacement. We do the same.
Okay.
And if the patient is staying far off, like, if a patient has come from other state or any other places, we do the same thing.
Okay.
We contact the physiotherapist.
Okay. So there is a proper communication amongst everyone so that, the right services are delivered to the endpoint, right?
That's very
Yes, sir.
important.
So,
I mean, we operate and then we see patient after 3 months. It is not going to help.
yeah.
Is extremely important. First couple of weeks post surgery, surgeon and physio as a team, they should be involved, and then only recovery, we can expect good recovery.
Yeah, of course, sir. Punaja, what would you like to add on what Anjumol said?
Yes. So rightly she mentioned everything, the protocols that we follow. And other than that, patient education plays a very important role, and also patient compliance, which I would like to add, that we educate them everything, they know everything, they know the exercise, them how much they follow. So them following it is equally important. And so that is why these follow-ups are really important. So yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Neeraj sir, I think we will take the last question for today. I would just like to ask you that for our future viewers and the ones who are seeing it right now, and of course your future patients who will be coming to you, sir, what are the guidelines which you would like to give patients who will undergo a knee replacement, a joint replacement, or a hip replacement surgery? Because a lot of people, the moment you say that your joint needs to be replaced, they come into that panic. So what I feel is there is never a positive reaction to that. Even though they know that they have to get it done, they are very skeptical about it. So how would you like to simplify the process, in your own words?
So we can talk about it for next couple of hours on this issue.
Okay.
So, uh, so as a surgeon, as a doctor, I need to give that confidence to the patient.
So,
Okay, I need to explain it to the patient that what has gone wrong and how what needs to be done. At the same time, as a surgeon, I should be confident. I should know that okay, only knee joint is involved. Let me just share one experience here.
please, sir.
One patient came to me from coastal region, somewhere from Ratnagiri. He came directly. I just got his X-rays on email. X-rays showed complete, knee joints, both knee joint wear and tear. He had pain only on the right side. So on teleconsultation and on telephonic conversation, then I explained then, okay, knee joint is worn out, and but you need to be admitted at least 24 hours in advance, 48 hours ideal. Then I would like to examine, and then we'll take final conclusion, decision about it. So when I examined the patient had osteoarthritis, but patient had radicular pain, and on examination it led to and he had in fact a disc issue, spine issue, and it was getting referred to the knee joint, and he underwent endoscopic spine surgery, and his pain around knee joint vanished completely.
Oh,
So important point here is clinical examination, thorough clinical examination by clinician is extremely important. Clear diagnosis. Based on that, you should give confidence to the patient. As we discussed, we should be as a team involved in post-op rehab process. So all these things matter. Once patient gets confident that okay, this whatever doctor is explaining me is right thing, and obviously nowadays patients, they have choice. Once you explain them, they obviously they will Google it, they will talk to someone, they will go for some second opinion. So sometimes patient ask me, I see question mark on their face. Then I tell them, okay, sitting in this chair, whatever I'm telling you, you can not only go for second but 20-second opinion also. Whatever I'm telling you is going to be there. No one can challenge that. Okay. So that confidence as a clinician, I should give it
You
to
should
the
be
patient.
given.
That is important. Clinical diagnosis. And then all those processes, we at Sai Shri, recently we introduced robotics also.
Yeah.
But all other processes are definitely in place. So for TKR, for ACL, THR, all other ortho procedure, everything is in place. And then when we approach as a team, then definitely patient gets a lot of confidence,
Mm.
and that definitely makes life easier for the patient.
Sure, sir. Thank you. It was very nicely explained by you. And before ending today's session, I would just like to have a last comment from your side, because this is our last session for the week and this is the final episode of Speaking with Specialists. So I would just like to, you to highlight, to explain, and maybe tell us what and how important is the role of physiotherapy in joint replacement cases and, post rehabilitation.
Surgeon's job is just 25%. Okay, next everything. I I'm not exaggerating, but it is equally important. Physio
Sure.
role is equally important. Okay, as a surgeon, I should stress this to the patient's relatives, and then only they are going to get good result out of this surgery. So I think that should sum it up. So
I think
clearly,
so. It's enough spoken, and thank
yes,
you for those kind words, sir. I mean, it's I really appreciate you finding time for us and speaking with us and our viewers as well. And sir, in the end, whatever you said, thank you. I'm sure all these patients who listen will definitely take this advice, and definitely they will have more trust and faith in our community, in our services as well. So, sir, I would like to
thank you.
just thank you for your time. I would like to thank everyone, Shanti ma'am, Arun sir, Anjumol, Punnaja, for your time. You guys could take out time and just speak with us. So it was very nice having
Thank
all of you, and thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Gunnar.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you,
Good night, sir.
Good night. Bye.